Alright, gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. It is Uncle Makara, all relations. Let's get started today using this little clip mic on my beard. I thought today we'd talk a little bit about what I had initially gotten into as my career, which was positive psychology. Now, why did I go this route? Why did I suddenly decide I'm going to study positive psychology out of every other subject? I started studying psychology, then realizing whatever we focus on grows. So if I had studied psychology, I would be getting more and more into my own deep inner psyche. And I have to pull myself out, right? What goes up must come down, what goes down must come up, in a sense. So that's the first instinct that taught me that, wait a second, positive psychology is actually a way to refocus my intention. That was number one. Number two was it started to focus me on my strengths. So then I started to actually notice what I was good at and starting to double down and embrace that. And then thirdly and lastly, I would say I also learned a course in combination with coaching psychology. So it would help me coach others and heal others from this standpoint, from this very positive standpoint, right? It's called the science of happiness for a reason. And I think a lot of people, they misunderstand happiness. Most people look at happiness like it's some kind of a trope or a gimmick or, some kind of a miracle, or it's just a state of mind that everybody wants, right? It's like what everybody says, like the generic people, if you go around and ask them what's the meaning of life, they will tell you it is to be happy. Okay, they will tell you that as the generic answer. However, happiness, as I've studied it in depth, I've understood the scientific word for it is gratitude. And if you're not appreciating yourself, appreciating others, appreciating the life that you are living, and you're taking it for granted, oftentimes you will start to notice that your happiness is also declining. You're not feeling joy. You're not feeling excited about things because you've stopped growing. And happiness is the consciousness of growth. So if you've told yourself in your mind, I'm going to stop growing, I'm not going to move or do anything or move towards anything, then you're not going to build that happiness, because happiness is created within, and you got to put that positivity out there. You got to start changing and reshaping your mind to be more positive, to embellish in your positive beliefs and not just in negative limiting beliefs. And this is the journey, the process that I help you through, help you with. Of course, I like to challenge people when they get into these negative cycles or ways of thinking about things. I like to put them on the spot a little bit, get them to really think about it. I think that's really key and crucial for anybody who's going on this journey, to just pinpoint to them, like, this is where you're off, right? This is where you're not doing it correctly. But doing it in such a subtle way as a coach is really, really key and important, because you can't directly tell someone that they're doing something wrong, right? So this kind of fine nuance of like this subtlety is really key, man. It's just so powerful to embrace. The main thing you want to understand about happiness is, don't make it a state that you chase or seek. Make it a state that is a byproduct of you doing what you really enjoy, okay? So as you're tapping into the zone, as you're finding your own flow, your own rhythm, your own element, you are making mistakes, going through all these loopholes, challenges, adversities of life, and so forth. You are knowing your relationship with resistance, and this is what is really important for you to understand. There's going to be things in life that challenge you, that are tough, but can your mindset withstand what is happening? Can you smile through all the bullshit? Can you laugh and stay in a positive vibration, even when someone is being rude to you, atrocious to you, trying to break you down, attack you? Can you remain in your own essence, right? In your own container? Of course, you may lash out at certain times and moments, but can you bring the energy back to a home base, in a sense, right? I think this gives people an ultimate understanding of happiness, is not to seek it, I am it, right? So it's claiming it's an understanding that it's a byproduct of me following my dharma, my mission, my vision, whatever I've set out for myself. And as I'm starting to work on that and accomplish that, I get this feeling of fulfillment, this achievement, this understanding that there's always another level to it, right? What positive thinking does, and I think it's so brilliant, it's an expansive kind of thinking. So it's not limited in its range thinking. When you are feeling really good, you're not just thinking like, yeah, I guess that could be possible. It's sort of okay. We're not in that blandness, right? With real deep present joy, which is what flow state is, you're really just basking in the afterglow of the moment because everything is as it should be and the movie's already complete and you're the creator. And so there's no worrying. There's no worrying like what's going to happen, when is the rent due, what's going to happen with my situation. It's kind of like a detached, loving presence, right? That you remain in, and you don't get sidetracked with all these things that people are telling you, right? Try this app, try this diet. You're just remaining in your pure stillness again, your own authenticity again. And I think authenticity is one of the gateways towards this joy, this happiness, this abundance, right? So, I mean, I'm just speaking from my own experience. I think it's really interesting to do certain positive psychology interventions, like the best possible self, for instance, like imagining yourself on a perfect day and then like writing about it, right? These exercises are really great because they're getting you to actually think outside of the normative mind, right? The analytical mind, the normative mind, the mind that's constantly trying to put things in categories, right? Instead, now we're looking at it as a more expansive mind, a mind that can create bridges between certain things, a mind that can break down dimensions and change philosophies and be weavable and adaptable throughout this life. You guys get that? So not to be sidetracked with everything. Happiness is really, according to me, it's a celebration of life. Okay? It's a celebration of the entirety of life. It's not just one little aspect of it. It's seeing all of it, the bigger picture, and still loving it, still laughing, still smiling, right? That's true joy or true harmony, you could say. And of course, I mean more so an everlasting joy, right? Of course, there's quick dopamine hits and bliss pockets and random hedonic treadmills that we run on. However, at the same time, we understand there's something beyond that, right? There's something more long-lasting than that. There's this long-lasting happiness called eudaimonia, right? I have it tatted on my body. Eudaimonia, a very important thing for all of you to know. It means flourishing, okay? It's a Greek philosophy. So eudaimonia is essentially joy through the mastery of self, okay? It's not doing it through external means or extrinsic motivation. There's a real deep fulfillment of this journey. So you're not feeling happy just to feel the feeling of joy. You are feeling how good it feels to be you, to be all of you, to be the best version of you. You guys see that? So that's a different mentality when we're thinking about happiness. Also, I believe that happiness is what remains when we've cleared other stagnant, lower valence, heavy emotions, dense emotions, guilt, shame, dogma, fear, all this kind of stuff. And once we've removed those, the natural joy, the natural curiosity for life, to be enjoying the evolution, the benefit of you being alive. That's true happiness, man. That's the secret of this. Have you ever had it that you're being so positive and so happy, and others want to point a finger and judge you? Have you ever had that before? No, that person is crazy. That person is on drugs. That person is weird. That person, I don't want to be around them. They're always positive. Do you notice the stigma against actual joy, radiant, abundant positivity? Now, even I do it, but those are for the toxic positive people, like the real just love and light enthusiasts that just forget about the shadow. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the individuals who, even in their most brilliant, sincere, generous, genuine joy, they still have a finger pointed at them, telling them that what they're experiencing is wrong, that negativity will come up again anyway, and they project their own limiting beliefs onto these happy, vibrant, positive people. And is that really fair? Stop playing fair. Now you may say, is that really fair? But start to understand that being positive, especially in this day and age, is rebellious. It's a revolutionary move when everybody wants to take your self-love away from you and make you feel that you don't have enough and sell you some product, right? That's the whole purpose of it, to lower your self-esteem down to such a level where you feel like, yeah, you know what, maybe I do need that product to survive. That's what people are doing. They're using greed, they're using fear, they're using all of these lower valence emotions to try to get you stuck. But if you can remain in that everlasting joy and you can just stay there in that pocket, right? It's like almost closing your eyes and understanding it's a specific vibration, it's an energy that you have associated with you. And it's not the generic, Hallmark card with a little smiley face on it. That's not happiness. Happiness is this deep, visceral aura expansion feeling, right? Where you're just glowing up internally, man. And everything is just a ripple effect of positive emotion, right? Go to the store, it's kindness out of your heart, around people. Just saying hi to people, connecting with others, So I think happiness is a connecting bridge that really brings joyous people with positive radiance together, right? And it's brilliant. It's brilliant when we can maintain this and not have this negative bickering back and forth and just nonsense of the human agendas, right? Just like such ego traps, man. Such weird power plays. We ain't got time for that. Right? We're the upward spiral gang. Every single day we keep betting. Every single day we keep getting better and better and better. And that's the truth. Why? Because we always see there is something regenerating, getting better. So as the samurai, I must die before I actually die. Because I can actually speak to death at my moment of death and ask it what's been going on with this life. And I understand that I'll be back around again sometime in this adventure, in this strange, weird matrix thing that we've all set up. It's kind of brilliant, huh? It's kind of brilliant. Thank you so much for tapping in, guys. I hope this gave you another perspective towards happiness, right? Because a lot of people hear happiness and they go, yeah, it's not really that attainable. I don't know. I want to be happy, but, this isn't working. My family is mean to me. This other thing. You're looking for all of the justifications that your life isn't happy. Instead, I want you to live life not for happiness, but for virtues, for your values, for things that actually build your good character, right? Your integrity. Then looks, money, status is irrelevant because it all matches into one, snowball effect. You don't have to worry about all these things. You see what I'm saying? Just start maintaining that joy, that inner joy, and you do that through dealing with your lower chakras first. Right? Joy is all the way at the top of the crown and you're trying to get to joy, whereas you haven't even cleared the rest. Okay, so stop trying to fast forward through the movie and enjoy the movie. It's all good. You'll embrace happiness at its due time. You remember when you were feeling joy as a child one time. Maybe you've had some random memory before, right? Where you're just so ecstatic, so in bliss, so in joy. Chime into that. See if you can pull that back and emanate as that being a little bit. Right? Give your inner child some love today. Let's get it. Upward spiral game. May we never be the same again. Hey, forgive everybody. No resentment, no grudges. Let's get it. Upward spiral. Os.